Students, today we'll start the next concept in topology of real numbers, that is closed sets. Using definition, let A be any subset of R, then set A is said to be a closed set if and only if complement of A is an open set. That is, A is closed if and only if A complement, that is equal to R minus A, is open. Illustration: the set R of real numbers is a closed set as its complement R complement equal to R minus R equal to phi is an open set. Set phi is closed set as its complement is R is an open set. Number 3, every closed interval A to B is a closed set. The complement of this closed set is A to minus infinity union with B to infinity, which is an open set as it is a union of two open sets. The closed ray A to minus infinity is a closed set as its complement A to infinity is an open set. The closed ray A to infinity is a closed set as its complement minus A to minus infinity is an open set. Next one, the closed ray A to infinity is a closed set as its complement A to minus infinity is an open set. The interval A to B is not a closed set as its complement A to minus infinity union with B to infinity is not an open set. AB complement is equal to A to minus infinity union with B to infinity is not an open set since it is not a neighborhood of A or B. Hence, AB is not a closed set. Next one, finite set A 3, 4, 5 is a closed set. We have its complement as 3 to minus infinity union with 3 to 4 union with 4 to 5 union with 5 to infinity, and open intervals are open sets and union of open sets is always an open set. Therefore, A complement is an open set and so finite set A is a closed set. Number 9, set n of natural numbers is a closed set. We have n complement is equal to A to minus infinity union with 1 to 2 union with 2 to 3 union with so on, as open intervals are open sets and therefore all these opens are all open sets. Arbitrary union of open sets is an open set, therefore n complement is open set, hence set n of natural numbers is a closed set. The set Z of integers is a closed set. We have Z complement equal to union of n to n plus 1, n belongs to integer, as each interval is an open set and arbitrary union of open sets is an open set. Therefore, Z complement is an open set and so Z is a closed set. The set Q of rational is neither open nor closed, as therefore Q complement equal to R minus Q, set of irrationals. As set I of irrational is not an open set, therefore Q is not a closed set. Also, Q is not an open set, proved earlier. Hence, set Q is neither open nor closed. Set I of irrational is neither open nor closed set, as I complement is equal to R minus I, that is set Q of rationals. As set Q of rational is not an open set, therefore I is not a closed set. Also, I is not an open set, proved earlier, and set I is neither open nor closed. Set R minus N is not a closed set. R minus N complement is equal to N, which is not an open set. Therefore, R minus N is not a closed set. Set R minus I is not a closed set as r minus I complement is equal to I is not an open set, therefore r minus I is not a closed set. Number 15, set r minus q equal to I is neither open nor closed set. 16, set r minus I q is neither open nor closed. Remark, Q and R two sets which are open as well as closed set. Semi-closed interval A to B and A to B are neither open nor closed sets. Now some theorems on closed sets. The intersection of an arbitrary family of closed sets is closed. For the proof, let f lambda such that lambda belongs to indexing set be an arbitrary family of closed sets. To show that f equal to intersection of f lambda, lambda belongs to indexing set is a closed set, as each f lambda is a closed set. Therefore, f lambda complement is an open set. An arbitrary union of open sets is open. Therefore, union of f complement is an open set. Therefore, by De Morgan's law, intersection of f lambda, lambda belongs to indexing set, its complement is open. This implies that intersection of f lambda, lambda belongs to indexing set is a closed set. This implies f is a closed set. Hence, the intersection of an arbitrary family of closed sets is closed. Next result, the union of a finite number of closed sets is a closed set. Let f1, f2, f3, fn be a finite number of closed sets. To show that union of f lambda, lambda is from 1 to n is equal to f is a closed set. Since f1, f2, fn are n closed sets, therefore f1 complement, f2 complement, f3 complement, fn complement are open sets, as finite intersection of open sets is open. Therefore, intersection of f lambda complement, lambda is from 1 to n is an open set. Then by De Morgan's law, we have union of f lambda, lambda is from 1 to n, its complement is an open set, and this implies that union of f lambda, lambda is from 1 to n is a closed set. Hence, the union of finite number of closed sets is closed set. Remark, the arbitrary union of closed sets may not be a closed set. Consider fn equal to 1 by n to 2 for all n belongs to n. Therefore, f1 equal to 1 to 2, f2 equal to 1 by 2 to 2, f3 equal to 1 by 3 to 2, as every closed interval is a closed set. Therefore, f1, f2, f3, fn are all closed sets. Now, f1 union f2 is equal to 1 by 2 to 1 by 2 union 1 by 2 to 2 is equal to 1 by 2 to 2. Now, union of f1, f2 and f3 is equal to 1 by 3 to 2. Continuing like this, we get union of fn, n is from 1 to infinity equal to 0 to 2, which is not a closed set. Taking example, as arbitrary intersection of the neighborhood of a point P is also neighborhood of point P. If not, show by an example. Arbitrary intersection of the neighborhood of point P is not a neighborhood of point P. For example, consider an minus 1 by n to 1 by n for all n belongs to n. Therefore, their intersection n is from 1 to infinity will be singleton 0. For each n belongs to n, we can find epsilon greater than 0 such that 0 belongs to the open interval 0 minus epsilon to 0 plus epsilon, which is subset of an, but 0 belongs to 0 minus epsilon to 0 plus epsilon, which is not a subset of intersection of n is from 1 to infinity, as in intersection there is a single element. Hence arbitrary intersection of neighborhood of point p is not a neighborhood of point p. Example third, is every infinite set open? Justify your answer. Okay. Solution: infinite set may or may not be an open set. Open interval 2 to 3 is an infinite set and it is an open set, but set n of natural number is also an infinite set and it is not an open set, as 2 belongs to n and for each epsilon greater than 0, 2 minus epsilon to 2 plus epsilon is not contained in n, hence n is not an open set. Example 7th, give an example to show that A interior union B interior is not equal to A union B interior. Let A equal to, for example, let A equal to 1 to 2 and B equal to 2 to 3. A interior is equal to 1 to 2 and B interior equal to 2 to 3, and A interior union B interior is equal to 1 to 2 union 2 to 3, that is equal to 1 to 3 minus 2, marking this as number 1. Also A union B is equal to 1 to 3 and interior of A union B is equal to 1 to 3. From first and second we have A interior union B interior is not equal to A union B interior. Now next example, let A and B be two subsets of R. Show that A intersection B interior is equal to A interior intersection B interior. Solution: as A intersection with B is subset of A and A intersection B is subset of B, therefore making interior on both sides, A intersection B interior will be subset of A interior and A intersection B interior is subset of B interior, therefore A intersection B interior is subset of A interior intersection B interior, marking this as number 1. Further, let X belongs to A interior intersection B interior. This implies that X belongs to A interior and X belongs to B interior. This implies A is a neighborhood of point X and B is also neighborhood of point X. Implies A intersection B is a neighborhood of point X. This implies X belongs to A intersection B interior. Thus X belongs to A interior intersection B interior implies X belongs to A intersection B interior. Therefore A interior intersection B interior is subset of A intersection B whole interior, marking this as number 2. From first and second we have both are equal. Dear students, try exercise 1.2. Now the next concept is of a limit point of a set. A real number P is said to be a limit point or accumulation point of a set S, which is subset of R, if every neighborhood of point P contains at least one point of S different from P. Another definition of limit point: a real number P is said to be a limit point of set S, which is subset of R, if every neighborhood of P contains infinitely many points of S. Remark: A real number p is not a limit point of set S, which is subset of R, if there exists some epsilon greater than 0 such that p minus epsilon to p plus epsilon intersection with S minus p is equal to empty. Thus, if P is a limit point of set S, which is subset of R, then for each epsilon greater than 0, we must have P belongs to P minus epsilon to P plus epsilon intersection with S minus P is not empty. Limit point is also called cluster point or limiting point or condensation point of the set. Making illustration, every real number is a limit point of the set of rationals Q. Let x be any real number for each epsilon greater than 0, however small it may be. X minus epsilon to x plus epsilon is a neighborhood of x and contains infinitely many rational numbers. Therefore, x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon intersection with q minus x is not an empty set. This implies that x is a limit point of q, but x is any real number. Hence, every real number is a limit point of set of rationals q. Every real number is a limit point of the set R minus में Q. Let x be any real number for each epsilon greater than 0, however small it may be. X minus epsilon to x plus epsilon is a neighborhood of x and contains infinitely many irrational numbers. Therefore, x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon intersection with R minus में Q minus में singleton x is not an empty. Therefore, x is a limit point of set R minus Q, but x is any real number. Hence, every real number is a limit point of set R minus Q. Every point of R is a limit point of R, where R is a set of reals. Let P be any real number for each epsilon greater than 0. P minus epsilon to P plus epsilon contains infinitely many real numbers. Therefore, P minus epsilon to P plus epsilon intersection with R minus में P is not empty. Hence, P is a limit point of R, but P is any real number. Therefore, every point of R is a limit point of R. 0 is the only limit point of the set 1 by n. As for all epsilon greater than 0, 0 minus epsilon to 0 plus epsilon is a neighborhood of 0 and contains some 1 by n, that is n greater than 0. Thus 0 is a limit point of set S. Remark, limit point of a set may or may not belong to the set. For example, every limit point of R belong to R, but 0 is a limit point of set S equal to 1 by n and 0 does not belong to S. A set may or may not have a limit point. For example, set R has a limit point, but set Z has no limit point. Next definition, that is derived set. The set of all limit points of set A, which is subset of R, is called a derived set of A and is denoted by A dash or dA. Thus, A dash is equal to x belongs to R such that x is a limit point of A. For example, 2 to 3 derived set is 2 to 3, 5 6 derived set 5 to 6. N derived set is empty, Z derived set is empty, R derived set is R, phi derived set is phi. Next is isolated point. Let A be a subset of R, then x belongs to R is called an isolated point of set A. If x belongs to A, but x is not a limit point of A. Next definition, adherent point. Let A be a subset of R, then x belongs to R is called an adherent point of A if every neighborhood of x contains at least one point of A. That is, x belongs to x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon intersection with A is not empty for all epsilon greater than 0. In order to In order to show that a point P is not an adherent point of set A, it is sufficient to find a neighborhood B of P such that B intersection A equal to empty. Students should compare the definition of limit point of set with that of adherent point of a set. A point P is a limit point of a set A if every neighborhood of P must contain a point A other than P, whereas P is an adherent point of set A if every neighborhood of P contains a point of A which can be P itself. Thus, it can be easily concluded from the definition of limit point and adherent point of a set that every limit point of a set is also adherent point of that set. An adherent point may or may not be the limit point of a set. For example, set of natural numbers n has all its points as adherent points, but this set has no limit point. Next, closure of a set. Let A be a subset of R, then closure of A is the set containing all points of A and all limit points of A. It is denoted by A bar. In other words, closure of A denoted by A bar is the set containing all adherent points of A. Thus, A bar equal to A union with dA, or A bar equal to A union A dash.